Hello everybody, New Manchester here. I'm back with another video. And before I start this video, I found a comment on my video that's titled a message for Winston Wu, where I did a video at a picnic area near the Louisiana border in East Texas. I have the comment right here with me. It's on my iPod, my iPod Touch. I can find it, and it's from Brian Deeb, and he says, I'm not homosexual, but you are good looking, bro. I don't understand why you don't have a girlfriend. Would you please make a video about you, your personal life, and your past relationship with women? Thanks, Brian. I'll do that, Brian. I'll do that. Thanks for the compliment. I mean, you really think I'm good looking? Just saying. I'll try to get to making a video about this. Okay, I mean, don't worry. That video's coming. Mark my word, it's coming. Okay, I got that out of the way, and I'm gonna read something. It's a post, and it's titled Top 10 Reasons We Hate Texas. I live in Texas, and I don't like living here. I want to just get out of here. I mean, this state sucks. But I'm gonna read this post. It's just a top 10 reasons. Just top 10 reasons why this guy or whoever hates Texas. I mean, well, if you don't care about this video, I mean, you can just click it off. And well, this goes to anybody who likes Texas and who's a native Texan and have this state pride about themselves. I mean, you can come at me with your nasty comments all you want. You can come at me with your weird comments. I don't really care. I really don't. I mean, I'm about to read this. Don't attack me. Attack whoever it is who made this post. You can just type it in. You can just Google this. Just put down top 10 reasons we hate Texas, and I think it's from Angelfire. So go after him, okay? Don't go after me. I'm just reading this. Okay. Number 10, mullets. The mullets basically show how stupid Texans are. One day some random motherfucker, yes, I mean that, was getting his hair cut, and before the barber could do the back, he had to leave. Some other dumbass on the street probably thought it was awesome and copied it. Mullets suck. Mullets suck for one simple reason. They look gay. Who the fuck would honestly want to have a haircut like that unless you were either A, Texan, or B, retarded? It reminds me of those camel rider hats they wear in Saudi Arabia. If they want that, why don't they just get a normal haircut and buy the fucking hat? Example. 9. George Bush. Is there anything we need to say? I'm gonna go back on number 10. Mullets. I live in East Texas and I haven't seen anybody with a mullet. So yeah, I don't know what part of Texas this guy was in, but I haven't seen one. I haven't seen anybody with a mullet. Well, come to think of it, I remember this woman at this body shop. I had a 1987 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme, and my my dad followed me over there. I drove the car over there to have some body work done on it, to get a new paint job on it, and they didn't do a good job on it. They just completely messed the car up. They glued the emblems in the wrong places, and the paint job was terrible. It didn't last. The rust came back. I don't know if I washed the car or not. I mean, back then, like I didn't take good care of a car, but now I got a new car now, and I'm gonna take very, very good care of it, and I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna cover it up with the car cover. So yeah, I just want to say that. But yeah, this woman who worked at this body shop, it's this body shop in Longview, Texas called Mako, and I think they changed the name of it. I mean, they do horrible body work on cars. They really do. And I just wasn't satisfied with the work they did on this car I had, the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and the car, well, it was my first car, and the car was bought by my mom and my dad, at an Oldsmobile car dealership in National City, California. It's called Balls Olds. It's a national city. It's a suburban city in San Diego. The car was the car was brought here. The car was bashed. It was like people hit it because they weren't watching what they were doing. This car was just decimated all the time. It was stolen by some whacked out car thief. I mean, the car thief stole the car like at my house, and the next day called the police. They found the car. The lock on the trunk was busted off. It was knocked off, busted off. The car battery was removed. It was stolen, and the car thief filled the gas tank up with sugar. Well, actually, it was taken to a car dealership in Longview, Texas. It was called Lively Cadillac GMC. It's now called Ord. The name was changed. A corporation bought it. They put a new lock on it. They got the sugar out of the gas tank by flushing out the fuel lines, and the car was good as new, but the trunk was all bent up. The car is currently a mess, and my mom and my dad are planning to get body work done on it. So yeah. So this car is gonna look good as new. Gonna look the way it did when my parents bought it at the car dealership in the late 80s. Actually, this car was bought on October the 5th of 1986. So yeah, I forgot to mention this. The car thief removed the air filter housing off of it, so my parents had to go to an auto salvage yard in Marshall, Texas, and find an Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme air filter housing from a car that's similar to my Oldsmobile, actually. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I just want to mention the craziness where I live here. A car thief going to your house and stealing your car while it's in the driveway, and stealing the car battery off of it, and knocking the lock off the trunk, and filling up the gas tank with sugar. Yeah, crazy. And yeah, okay, let me continue reading this. Number 9, George Bush. Is there anything we need to say? George Bush. I think talking about George W. Bush or George H.W. Bush, the guy that died. I think he's talking about George W. Bush. George W. Bush, I mean, one of the worst presidents in America, you know. And this guy's the reason why, I mean, this country is just a disaster. I mean, it's still reeling from what he did. I mean, I don't want to get political or anything. I'm just saying, like, you know. And also, he was kind of flack. He was kind of flat, stiff. He was a bullshitter and a liar. Yeah. So he wasn't a good president at all. Okay, number 8, trailers. Haven't you noticed that most Texans live in trailers? If you haven't, you should go to Texas sometime. You would be surprised to see all those trailers. Of course, the trailers aren't the best looking trailers. They get paint chipped off, broken windows, no doors. They are all chopped together, and there's tons of shit all over each and every one of their yards. Inside those trailers are families of brothers and sisters and their fucked up looking redneck children. They are all living off welfare and food stamps. And their family trees look like fucking weathers. These people make me sick. Example of trailers. There's no picture to this. Not everybody in Texas live in trailers. I mean, if you go to like big cities like Fort Worth, Dallas, or Houston, those big cities, they live in houses. You know, some live in rundown, beat up houses, like in poor areas. And I think then the wealthier people live in like real nice homes. The trailers, yeah, I think he's talking about like the people in Texas who lives in rural areas, who live in trailers. Yeah, I've been the one. My mother worked for this woman named McAllister, whatever her name is, and she was on an oxygen tank, and she was like fat, overweight. I mean, the place, I mean, I think the trailer or house that she lived in, I don't know where she lived in, but it stank. And my mother worked for a home health service to go and help this woman like clean up her house and like cook her food, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, she was kind of racist, and she said a lot of stupid stuff, a lot of stupid shit. I never liked her. I didn't care for her. I mean, I went with my mother there one time, and that's it. When I was a teenager. And okay, yeah, this woman's dead now, so yeah. And I rode on a bus with some redneck looking children, yeah. And their grandmother was the bus driver, and this woman was nuts. I mean, she talked about killing this little boy because this little boy took this cat and he killed the cat and he chopped the cat up. I think this boy got mental issues, and her and these two guys I went to school with talk about killing the guy, talk about killing them. And yeah, yeah. These people are garbage. Well, anyway, let me continue. Number 7, heat. If you think it's hot outside at your house, then you should fucking go to Texas and see what real heat is like. Every day it's like 130 degrees with 100% humidity, and it never gets cooler than 90 degrees even in the winter, and fuck, I sound like a fucking weatherman. Of course, you get the point. It's fucking hot in Texas. If Texans were to spend a week where we live, they wouldn't survive. They would dress up like fucking Eskimos and shiver and freeze to death. Even though it's like fucking 80 degrees out in June. They would also miss their sisters and their inbred sons and daughters that bring in bigger welfare checks each week so him and his sister can fucking pay for food and their fucking trailers so they don't have to live on the fucking streets. Even though there's no fucking difference between living in an old rundown piece of shit trailer and living in a fucking integrated ditch on the side of a fucking Texas highway. Man. Sounds like this guy's from up north. I guess he's from like the northern states in the US, I guess. I agree. I agree with him. I disagree with him. I agree with him on the heat. I mean, it gets really, really hot here. Super hot, like African hot. I mean, Tarzan couldn't survive here. I mean, it's like the Middle East here in the summertime, steaming, scorching, fiery hot. I mean, it's got this humid heat here. It's not like a dry heat in the desert. It's a humid heat. I mean, I've been through this desert in southeastern California, in Imperial County, California. I mean the Imperial sand dunes and all. Like, there's a big desert. I mean, out there is a dry heat. It's kind of hot as well, but here it's a humid heat. And on the people who live on bigger welfare checks and all, I don't know anything about that. But yeah, you got in Texas, you know. I mean, in Texas, Texas has the highest uninsured rate of people who don't have health insurance. I mean, you got a lot of low wage jobs. You got a bunch of these low wage jobs are a bunch of fast food places in a Walmart. I mean, going to the fast food places. I mean, you can go to any big city in Texas. I mean, you see, like, you go to any city in Texas, like, there's fast food places everywhere, like McDonald's, Burger King, Sonic, Dairy Queen, Whataburger, Taco Bell, Taco Bueno, like Pizza Hut. I mean, they're just all over the place. I mean, left and right, they're everywhere. And I remember the governor at the time. What was his name? Rick Perry, the former governor of Texas, and I think the current governor, Greg Abbott, I mean, the guy in the wheelchair, talked about Texas is a job creating machine, and the only jobs Texas is creating are low wage jobs. Yeah, low wage jobs. And what else was wrong with Texas? I mean, heard like Medicaid don't pay in full for health care and all. I mean, because a lot of people lack health care. a lot of people lack health care, and and you got the Texas Department of Health and Human Services Commission that gives people, I think, a welfare food stamps. Actually, this food stamp is called a Lone Star card. It's like a food debit card. You just swipe it and just make a transaction to buy things at the grocery store. I mean, we swipe it through the credit card machine. When you swipe a credit card, there's a PIN number on it. You type it in and make the transaction. And also, before you use it, you call the 1-800 number on the back of it. There's a 1-800 number on the back of it, and it'll tell you the food stamp balance. I mean, well, the food stamp balance, which is how much money that's in the card. But if you don't have enough money in the car and you pay for a lot of groceries, I say like $100 worth of groceries, and you got like $53 in the card. I mean, it won't go through, and they'll say you have inefficient funds, meaning that you don't have enough money to purchase everything. So yeah, and yeah, they do a lot of weird stuff. I heard that a poor family got help from the Texas Department of Health and Human Services Commission. They gave that family food stamps. Then when the next family came, they refused to give the family food stamps. Then all of a sudden they decided to give the family food stamps anyway. I mean, first they didn't want to give the food stamps to them. Then they decided to give them food stamps, which is money in the Lone Star card. Yeah, I mean, when I'm talking about, they refuse to give them a Lone Star card with money in it. I mean, which makes no sense, and it's not right. Okay, let me continue. Number 6, country music. Let's talk about country music. Texans love country music. It's practically all that Texans listen to, unless they are very hardcore gangsters that listen to rap. If you ever talk to a Texan, they may say they like rap or rock, but really they are just saying that so they can fit in and not get made fun of by normal people, because they are country music fanatics. But seriously, who the fuck would listen to a redneck or a feud screaming their lungs out about stupid shit like pickup trucks, farms, tractors, and whiskey? Texans would. I mean, I tweak out whatever I am changing the radio and actually get onto some country redneck station where they have to hear, oh my trailer is in the barn and I love fucking my sister and her ass. Yeehaw! Holy shit, shut the fuck up. Yes, you are a redneck. You incest and have a farm. No one gives a fuck. Just go live your low-class citizen life and stop annoying everyone with your goddamn redneck bullshit. The thing I hate most about country music is that some country musicians become multi-millionaires because of dumb rednecks that waste all their money on country music CDs, t-shirts, concert tickets, and other bullshit country music redneck memorabilia. If only Texas would stop wasting their money. If only Texans would stop wasting their money on that shit, then they would actually have money and not have to become dumb fucks and live off welfare and food stamps. And these country musicians that they think of themselves as talented live normal lives like they should, instead of the rich life that they are having. Okay, I'm getting sick of talking about country music. It's so lame and it is wasting my time, but I just want to get my point across to everyone. So there it is. Don't like my point of view, then tough, deal with it. Yeah, where I live, I mean, there's some country, well, there's like, I think there's one or two country music stations. I think, well, there's like two pop stations, one rap station. One rap station is on both channels. Um, a conservative talk radio station. You got a PR radio station called Red River Radio. That's in Louisiana. I listen to that. They just talk about news in other countries, and it broadcasts the BBC World Service. I listen to that, and I think that's about it. And also a bunch of Christian music stations. All those radio stations are all garbage anyway. I mean, the pop stations are garbage. I mean, they play songs like over and over and over and over again. And oh yeah, there's a classic rock station. I mean the white people, rednecks around where I live in East Texas. I mean, I guess yeah, they like listening to classic rock. I mean, I just listen to Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. That's a good song. And some few songs on that classic rock station. That's about it. And also, I like listening to like old school rap music from like the 80s and 90s, and listen to soul and R&B, and also like a little rock music. So yeah, that's my taste in music. Yeah. Hey, if you don't like what I like, if you want to make fun of me, I really don't care. Okay? Okay, yeah. And I think my favorite singer is like Prince, Phil Collins, George Michael, Mariah Carey, Busta Rhymes. Let's see who else. Who else I like? I like. Let's see. I like Queen. The Beatles. Who else? I think that's about it. I think that's about it. And Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah. I also like music from the 80s and yeah, the 90s, like groups like Smash Mouth. I mean, yeah. Okay, okay, that's my taste of music. Okay, let me continue this. Okay, number 5. Ugly women. Ugly women. Wow. What more can you say? An ugly woman serves about as much purpose on this earth as my shit does. They all deserve to be shot. Each and every one of them. The problem is the worst in, you guessed it, Texas. I went to Texas once. I saw one hot chick the whole time. I saw one hot chick the whole time I was there. All the other ones had one tooth and the other things of that sort. I just can't fathom what a world without hot chicks. It must really fuck. Let me start all over again. Sorry about that. All the other ones had one tooth and the other things of that sort. I just can't fathom what a world without hot chicks. It must really fucking suck. I can't actually sympathize towards those dumbass Texan men, because I don't think any of them has seen a hot chick in their life. And I don't know about you guys, but if I had to live in a life like that, I would probably end up slitting my wrists. Women with toothless, ugly women. Well, not all women in Texas are ugly. I mean, I saw some cute, pretty women here in Texas. Here in Texas, white, black, Mexican, but the women here, to me, the women here are kind of weird. You try to talk to them. If you try to talk to them, try to meet them, like they don't want to meet you. I mean, they're basically American women. They don't want to. They don't want to meet you. They don't want to have anything to do with you. Some of them look at you like you're on drugs. One of them looked at me like I'm on drugs when I went to see the WWE at this place called the Oil Palace in Tyler, Texas on October the 2nd of 2010. It was called the WWE Raw SmackDown Super Show, and I went there. I didn't have enough money. I paid $40 for parking, and the last tickets they had like $40, like $40 or $30, I think. And I didn't have enough money, and I was short because of the job I had, and I had to go home. I just wasted money on parking. $40 for parking. I didn't know anything about them paying people to park. Pay $40 for parking. That's a ripoff. It'd be good you just go there and park without paying for parking, and just go in and just like pay for tickets, and that's it. But I guess that's normal. Yeah, paying for parking. Yeah, just like this guy, in the UK, he talked about it costs 50 pence to park at a hospital to go to get health services from the NHS at a hospital in England. Yeah, so yeah, the women here, to me, the women here, they act weird. I ain't say not all of them are weird. Some of them are decent. And yeah, it was this girl here. Her name is Lauren. And Lauren was cute. She was adorable. I liked her. I met her when I was working at TJ Maxx in Longview, Texas, and I was a janitor there. Yeah, and I met her when she walked up to me and told me this: "You're quiet. You don't say anything." And yeah, I got to talking to her, and I talked to her, she didn't say anything to me. She ignored me, but for some weird reason, she likes me. And for 2 years, I went to the jewelry counter where she worked at, and I asked her this: "Hey, Lauren, hey, I like you a lot. Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And she said no. And so she shook her head and she said no. And I said, I really like you. And she said, I'm very flattered, but I want to stay single. So I left her alone. So I just stayed friends with her. She was kind of cute though, but the downside of her is she had like a brain aneurysm, I think. Yeah. Well, anyway, let me continue with this. Number 4, Mexicans. Speaking of ugly people. Speaking of ugly people, let's talk about the types of people that make up a huge chunk of Texas in terms of race. The Mexicans. I hate Mexicans. I hate how they cross the border illegally from Mexico into Texas and steal our jobs, eat our food, and take our money. All they are really good for is for shoveling shit at farms and fruit picking. But they seem to think that they need to have regular jobs, even though they aren't legal citizens. Another thing I hate about them is the fact that they smell like pure ass. I mean, have they ever heard of a fucking shower? Wow. There are a bunch of Mexicans near me that came from Texas, and they literally make me puke when they walk by me. It's the odor. It's that odor. It's hideous. I also hate how they are always talking shit about you behind your back in Spanish. One time I walked down the hall and I heard them laughing, so I looked over at them and they started whispering shit to each other in Spanish, but for sure they were making fun of me. But they are Mexicans, so if I was to get them in trouble, their Mexican dads, brothers, and uncles would team up and murder me and everyone associate with them getting in trouble, and then steal our shit and fuck our moms, sisters, and girlfriends. That is just how they do in Mexico. But this is not Mexico. This is the United States. The last thing I have to bring up is how they think they are gangsters. Holy fuck! Last time I checked, they were just border crossing, not black people. They dress like gangsters, talk like gangsters, eat like gangsters, and act like gangsters, but they are a bunch of posers. They make the way blacks do things look like a joke. So bitches, whatever you get the chance to bust a group of Mexicans, just drive by them and yell, La Ginga, La Ginga. They will run like hell and it will be one of the funniest things you will ever see. I don't hate Mexicans. I don't. I mean, when I was little, I was friends with a boy who was a Mexican. And also, I was friends with a guy who was a Mexican who was from who was from L.A. Actually, I was friends with two Mexicans from L.A. and I was friends with like one from here in Texas. I mean, the Mexicans here, yeah, some of them are all right. Some of them are just weird. Some of them are just assholes. Speaking of Mexicans, I mean, I got chewed out by one on YouTube from Galveston, Texas, and she has a username on her YouTube channel called Catherine's Adventure Channel. I'm not say Katrina Channel in my past videos, but it's Catherine's Adventure Channel, and she's the one that chewed me out about me bashing Texas. And tell me, oh, fuck you, you don't know my father, you don't know my mother, and everybody all over the country is the same. And it's bad everywhere. And she put it in all capital letters when she sent me this comment after I posted a comment on a video titled 36 Reasons Why Houston, Texas Sucks on a YouTube channel called Prince Orion. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like some of the Mexican women here are kind of weird. Like, you know, I deal with them. I deal with them at stores and all kinds of places. You know, I think I went to a Walmart in Tyler, Texas, and I bought an MP3 player, an Eclipse MP3 player, and it cost like $14. She rings it up, and the total came to like about like past $14, like over like $20. And I said, wait a second, this MP3, this Eclipse MP3 player cost $14. And she went and called her manager. And I just stood there. And then she told me to move out of the way so she can serve the other customers. So I did that. Yeah. Then I remember I was getting eyeglasses at this eyeglasses place in Longview, Texas. I mean, this woman, she was a Mexican. She was horrible. Like, she put the glasses. She told me to put these glasses down, and I didn't catch what she wanted me to do. She put them down real quick and said something. Then she turned to me and told me to put them on. Yeah, I put them on. And she explained to me, like, when the last time you wore glasses? I said, I don't know, about like 2002 or 2003. And then she said, oh, you don't know? So this 2004, 2005, I guess. I don't know what she said. Like, I can't explain what she did. Like, it was kind of weird, really. It was not right. She treated me like crap, you know. And one of them there was kind of stiff, you know, and robotic and didn't smile or anything. So yeah, you know, I think that's the reason why, you know, it's the reason why I don't like Texas. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't like about living here, and I just want to get out of here. Get out of this state. Well, anyway, let me continue with this. Number 3, NASCAR. NASCAR auto racing. What an interesting subject. Nothing would entertain mindless, retarded Texans more than 43 cars making 4 left turns 100 of times over. Let me start over again. NASCAR auto racing. What an interesting subject. Nothing would entertain mindless, retarded Texans more than 43 cars making 4 left turns hundreds of times over, filling their gas tanks and changing their tires. What is the entertainment in that shit? I mean, that's the equivalent of a bunch of people from New York watching fucking cabbies race around a goddamn city block. What thought? I don't get it. How does someone like this entertain you? Then I love how they call themselves athletes. It takes a fucking shitload of atheists to push your foot on a pedal and turn the wheel to the left a few times. I mean, you have to be a very athletic person. Here is where I tell you that I am being sadistic, in case you are retarded. Another thing about NASCAR, who the fuck knows what the stands for? Oh, maybe it's just another made up Texan word that doesn't mean shit. NASCAR drivers can kiss my ass because I leave shit in my toilet that are better than NASCAR. Example of NASCAR fans. Actually, a post that I read from William Dorm on Canada on my video Why Canada Sucks. He likes NASCAR and he's Canadian. There's people in the South, like not just Texas and other southern states, that like NASCAR. I mean, not just Texans. And also there's a motor speedway, a race car track where I live at. It's called Liberty City or Texas Motor Speed. I think Liberty City Motor Speedway. I think that's what it's called. I mean, I hear them every night. I mean, I hear the engines of the cars rolling, and you know, I hear you know, they keep up a lot of noise, and you know, it's kind of nerve wracking, but you know, it finally just puts me to sleep and all. They just race like on Saturday nights. I think from like, I don't know, like 8 p.m. to like midnight. And yeah, you know, I'm not in the. I am not. Race race cars. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got people in France, like in European countries, I think, drive race cars. I don't know if they still do this or not. I mean, I'd rather sit with them and watch race cars than watch a race car driver drive around in a race car than sitting with a bunch of people in Texas at a race car track. Let me continue with this. Number 2, accents. One of the things I hate most is listening to a Texan talk. It's like sitting through a fucking opera for 3 hours. It seems long, it's loud, it's obnoxious, and it sounds like shit. They're like to drag their E's in words like tree, three, me, B, and C. For a Texan, they say dar dai name mangong angong dar sounds like I'm talking like a Chinese person. Sorry about that. That was the worst. Well, I could do a Texan accent of a Texan. Let me get done reading this, and I'll show my impression of a Texan. That's just an example of what a redneck inbred Texan would say. Couldn't Texans just talk like normal people? I mean, no one wants to hear a redneck speak like a redneck. They would much rather hear people talking and saying words like how they are supposed to be said that listen to redneck accents. Okay, here's my impression of a Texan. They God, man. They just opened up a Whataburger just about down the road from here. Gonna get me one of them double meat Whataburgers. What a burger, just like you like it. Man, got my pickup truck. Gonna get in my pickup truck. Got an American flag painted on the back of the window. Got a gun rack in the back. I'm gonna drive down. I'm gonna drive down to Hallsville, Texas, to go get me a hamburger at the Whataburger. I'm gonna turn on the radio, tune into my favorite country music station, and listen to George Strait and Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeehaw! Man, I just love living in Texas. Yeah, that's my accent. And you think it's that great? Leave a comment. Okay, and the last one is number 1, rednecks. And finally, the number 1 reason we hate Texans, and that reason would be rednecks. Texas is the biggest redneck state in the United States. It is where rednecks spawn, and then they fled to other redneck states like Georgia and Alabama. They all live in trailers or shacks, drink whiskey all day, fuck their cousins and sisters, and talk weird. I mean, really, can't they talk like regular people? I went to Texas a couple of summers ago, and I was lost, so I went to this gas station and asked for directions. He replied saying, "Y'all gonna know what miles." Of course, he said that like it was all one word. I must have said what, maybe 6 or 7 times. Then I decided, fuck it. I can't take it any longer, so I left. The guy was your typical redneck too. He had maybe a tooth or two. He chewed tobacco and had a big hole in his cheek because of what must have been cancer and his breath smelled like stale whiskey. His hair was all frizzy with some bald spots, and he had a fake eye. He also wore torn up flannel shirts and ripped jeans and hiking boots. I swear, I will never go to Texas again. So that's the end of the post. Read and yeah yeah yeah, I disagree with this guy on this comment. I mean, not all Texans like talk with a Texas twang. Well, actually, I mean, I watched a YouTube video of a Texas Highway Patrol officer. I mean, he was he works for the Texas Department of Public Safety branch of the Texas Highway Patrol. I mean, here in Texas, I mean, they are known as the Texas DPS. And the highway patrol officers are known as troopers. Okay, yeah, they wear cowboy hats with the Texas tan uniform. Oh, the Texas tan colored uniform. And they drive around in black and white cars with Texas Department of Public Safety on the doors and state trooper on the trunk. Okay, this trooper, okay, I mean, okay, this guy was following this trooper around in some town in Texas. I don't know what the name of it is. He followed him on the freeway, on the motorway, and got off and followed him to a 7-Eleven where he went to get some coffee. He comes out and he starts talking. I mean, and the trooper who came out of the 7-Eleven went to get a coffee. When he got out of his car to go in and get a coffee and come out, he sounded like he was from Connecticut. He sounded like he was from New England rather than Texas. And yeah, and you'll find people like that who talk like that, like in cities like Dallas. I don't know about Houston, but Dallas actually. And it's shocking, like, you know, and not all Texans like talk with a Texas twang. Really. Yeah. And yeah, I wanna mention this. I remember going to a gas station to get some gas. I was in my 1987 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. I mean, this car was like battered and beaten at this point. It was hit by a bunch of people who can't drive. I mean, a lot of weirdos and nutcases came up to me and asked me do I want to sell the car. And it was stolen by some whacked out weird car thief. Okay, I drove the car there to fill it up with gas. Okay, I went in to pay for the gas, and this convenience store clerk, it was a woman. I think it was a young girl. It was a girl, I think. Okay, I told her something on pump number something, and I paid her. So I went out and I started to put gas in my car, and I stuck the gas nozzle into the gas tank of the car, and I mean, the gas tank actually was behind the license plate. So I pulled down the license plate and stuck the gas nozzle into the gas tank to fill it up, and I selected my grade of gas, super unleaded, and it wouldn't let me pump gas into the car. So I went into the convenience store and complained that gas pump doesn't work, and I think she said something. I gotta wait. Okay, I went out, and she comes out and tells me I gotta give her more money for gas. I give her more money for gas, and I started complaining. And also, I think the gas pump came on. I think she turned it on, and I started pumping. Then all of a sudden, I got done pumping. A Texas Highway Patrol officer come driving in and nearly runs me over. And I get in my car to leave. He gets out of his car. He pulls into a parking lot in front of the convenience store of the gas station. He gets out. He walks up and immediately tells me to roll my window down. He walks up to me. I mean, he was wearing his uniform. He had the cowboy hat on his head, and he wore sunglasses. And he told me, and he said this to me: "Are you cursing?" I said no. And he said, "Are you cursing?" "No." "Are you angry?" I said no. And he said, "There's cameras all over the place that will detect everything that you say." And I said, I wasn't using any profanity or anything. And he said, "Oh, stay safe." And he walked away. And I told my dad about it. My dad told me to calm down and did nothing about it. I mean, if I went to the precinct where he worked at and filed a complaint, I mean, it'd be his word against his, and he would get away with it, and he will never get punished. So yeah, that's kind of messed up. I mean, I think he did it because I think the officer was the girlfriend who was the convenience store clerk who made me pay more for gas. And that's just messed up, really. I'm sorry, that's screwed up. I don't want to say messed up. That's just screwed up. And yeah, going back to the Mexican comment, I mean, this guy said that Mexicans like smell bad. They got this bad odor. Actually, I've been around one that smelled really bad. I remember I went to this car dealership in Kilgore, Texas called Patterson Chevrolet to get a job there. I mean, I filled in an application. I turned it in to someone, and a Mexican guy comes up with the application that I filled, and he's standing next to me, and he explained to me he talked to me about my application, about being hired and all, and he was all courteous, saying yes sir like 3 or 4 or 5, 6 or 7, 8 times. And I smelled him. I smelled that odor on him. He stunk. He smelled so bad. Ugh. This guy stank. Whew, man. I didn't say anything to him. I mean, if I told him, "Hey, you stink. You need to go take a bath," I probably made him mad or something. But it looked like he wouldn't get mad. He probably wouldn't care. He probably just be a zombie and just say yes sir to me. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the people here are kind of weird and crazy. Just saying. So yeah, I was gonna say this. Texas to me, I don't say like to me. I mean, Texas is a bullshit state, and it is. I mean, they got bunch of laws here that make no sense. Poor people are struggling here, and in these conservative clowns in Austin, I mean, they really don't care. It's kind of funny about them. I mean, they're so super patriot. They so souped up about their pride for Texas and all, and the poor people have pride as well. I mean, the poor people here, like who are like conservative, like, I mean, they just have this pride for Texas, and their state is a sinking ship, just like America's a sinking ship. And they just don't see it, and it's just sad, really. And I remember this guy. I mean, this guy was so angry. He was nuts. I mean, I guess this state drove him nuts. And I think he posted this comment on YouTube. He said that, "I hate all Texans. I hate all Texans. I want to pour gasoline on all Texans and see them burn up and blown up or something." I mean, this is what he said. I mean, this is his words, not mine. And I was just reading the comment, and then also I saw more comments popping up from some Texans, and one said this to him. I think the owner of this YouTube channel, he was commenting on this video about this guy showing police cars and he's showing police cars, and this guy, this YouTube channel, the guy on this YouTube channel who run this YouTube channel said this: try saying that to a real Texan. Then more comments came in, and this one said this: you are a fucking joke. I mean, I feel sorry for you. I'm gonna pray for you. And the angry guy said this to him, said something to him. Then another comment popped up, and he said, I think the guy who made that comment about blowing up, not pouring gasoline on Texans or something like that, said this to him. I mean, what did he say to them? Oh yeah, he said this to them. I mean, I'm gonna leave Texas and I'm gonna go to the Philippines and have a big wang, and I'm gonna have sex with Filipino women and something like that. This is his comments. I mean, I'm just repeating what he said. YouTube, don't demonetize my video, okay? Please don't do that. And okay, this other comment popped up and said this: you got a big wang. I doubt it. Don't come back. And I'm like, why are you telling this guy not to come back to your state? I mean, he can come and go as he pleases. You don't own this state. You're not the governor. You don't run things here. If he doesn't like it here, he doesn't like it here. I mean, I'm from California. If someone bashes my state, I'm gonna say this, like, I would say, like, don't come here. Wow, this video has gone long enough. Hey, if you like this video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. And hey, subscribe. This is New Manchester signing out.